Hi Capricorn, welcome to your fortnightly check-in with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cappy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment and check all three so that you understand which part of you I resonate most with as a reader. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your cross purposes, what is getting in the way of your manifestations? Where is it that maybe, just maybe, things are slightly out of your control and you just kind of have to go with it? And for you guys, over the course of this fortnight, you have the Star card. All right, so this card came up for one of the other signs earlier, and the message that I gave to them was you need to be more in the present, right? Get out of the future, stop hypothesizing, stop theorizing, just get out of there and be more in the present. And also, this may be, and I very rarely have to say this to you guys as Capricorns, but this might be where you're being quite naive about a specific subject or a specific area of your life. You might have this sort of unbridled optimism for something to say, no, it's absolutely going to work out. And actually the truth of the matter is what you need is to be a bit more grounded and a bit more in the here and now. For your microcosmic cross purposes, as in where you're getting in your own way, you've got the Queen of Wands. So this is where you are either overriding your own boundaries or you're going beyond your own morals in some way, shape or form. I guess you're breaking your own boundaries or rules. And, depending on how it comes across or where this happens to be, somebody may very much call you out on it. So you just need to be mindful of this, especially if it's for something that you have been really vocal about. Like, I don't believe this, or this isn't for me, it's not how I see it. It's like you're really rigid on something, and then when it comes to you, you could be demonstrating that you have a double standard of some sort. For your actions and interactions with the world at large, you've got the Eight of Swords, so having to be in something for the long haul with the Four of Cups, but you're emotionally not invested or checked out. And then you've got the Sun card, right? So this does suggest there is a situation in your life where you are somewhat checked out emotionally. The Sun card suggests that you can bring healing to this situation, but it's going to require a really strong sense of illumination. What this means is maybe you spot a trend or a habit of yours where you are slightly contrary and somebody kind of calls you on it, and it gives you the chance to reflect and change that. On another sort of level, this does suggest that you are able to really look at why you feel a certain way about something or someone, and from that you're able to really understand where this thing is actually serving to hold you back or to trap you in some regard. For your career and communications, you've got the Page of Pentacles with the Moon card, okay, and the Magician card, okay. So everybody likes to have their cake and eat it, as the saying goes. This fortnight, you are being encouraged to understand what your patterns, habits and cycles are when it comes to, your professional life. So where is it that maybe you're a little bit inflexible and actually could, stand to be a bit more malleable or adaptable moving forward? Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be that you're picking back up your studies. So if you've had a break in them, if something hasn't kind of gone according to plan, if you haven't been able to move ahead with something, this does suggest that you've got a what's the word that I'm looking for? It almost suggests that you've got oh my gosh, my brain. It almost feels like you're picking something back up and bringing it into the now. And this time you're going to take it right over the finish line. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, there's a little confusion around the boss this week. Be mindful and wary of any conversations that you have. And the reason being, it may very well be that the conversation that you're having is a test and you don't realize it is. I really hate it when people do shit like that. Like, just ask me outright. If there's something you want to know, ask me, but don't ask me leading questions or whatever to kind of set me up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an answer. It might not be the one that you want, but you know, I've never been one for stuff like that. I hate subterfuge and subtext and all that. Unless it's in a book, I'm not interested, or you know, like a romance novel or a film or whatever. There, I like subtext, but in life, in the real time, just give it to me straight, okay? Now, when it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, something that you're presenting or putting out into the world is getting a good spotlight on it at the moment, but it is potentially that the way that it's received is not the way that it was intended to be put out. So this would be one of those times where you really ask your audience or your clients if they understand whatever this product or service is that you're putting out into the world and why it's lucrative. And then finally, when it comes to your those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could just literally be like a reconnection with either a really powerful person, a mover and a shaker, or potentially you get invited to something because of your previous knowledge and or expertise. You might sort of be inclined to say no, or to defer. I would go for it. I don't know. I just feel like it could be good for you. For your love and relations, you've got the Ace of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords. Okay. And you've got the Death card. This is where the Capricorn comes in. This is where you and a significant other are wanting to start something. Like if you're partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, you guys could have made a very serious decision about a new home, whether you're going to buy, whether you're going to move, maybe you're going to change your location, maybe you're going to start a family. There's something here where the plans that you had are not going ahead in the time frame that you had expected or set forth. That's fine. It just means that now really isn't the right time. And because you've got the two aces here, two aces can represent trickery. And then you've got the Magician card here, which can sometimes be the trickster energy. It does suggest that maybe one of your plans would be wise to shelve it for now. Not your studies, right? If it's studies, you're bringing something back into the fold, but this could be where you shelve some of your plans because it's not the right moment for you. When it comes to your home, for those of you that are single and looking to mingle, look, if something comes to an end, if something's been casual and fun and it's and you find it coming to an end, don't pursue this any further. All right, like this is not the right time for it, and it might resume at a later date anyway without your input. But I am going to say, like, if something fizzles out for now, leave it. All right, there's going to be a reason for this for all of you, and it will be different. For your money and materials, you've got the Eight of Pentacles with the King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so money this week, this fortnight, is good, but it comes with extra hard work, and it looks like, especially if you've got your own business, you're having to really work on your marketing. You're having to get very serious about your marketing and your visibility and being comfortable with presenting whatever it is that you do. So you can, whether this is at your job, whether it's in your business, like however it is that you make your money or come by your money, this does suggest that you're working harder than usual over the next fortnight, but the results are there. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, look, there's a couple of ways this could work out. I will say, in terms of health, really do look at your digestion and your digestive system. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. What I would also say here as well, your energy levels seem to be all over the place. So this whole sort of fortnight, you might be in a space where you kind of say to yourself, like, okay, work when you can work and slow down when you can slow down. Just know that it is going to be hard work that you're doing. When it comes to your home and environment, this could literally be work that you are doing on the home, or it could be that you are negotiating with contractors on work that needs to be done on the home, which, you know, is not outside the realm of possibility. And actually, I don't think it's a bad thing. I will say though, that King of Wands, whoever it is that you're getting in, this is somebody that could be a little bit of a show star. So they might charge more because, you know, they're the best. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're not the best. I'm just saying you could be paying a premium and it's like you're just getting the same service, right? So as an example, if someone says, oh, you know, well, we charge this much because we're the best window washer. Okay, great. But at the end of the day, you wash windows. It's not about, you know, and I'm not saying that in terms of like, ooh, washing windows. What I'm saying is if the result is the same, then the price needs to be the ballpark for those things, right? If someone comes to you and says, well, I charge an extra, you know, £150 or dollars because, I don't know, my utensils were, you know, forged on a blacksmith's iron in, you know, the Himalayas on a mountain, that's not my business. You paid that money for your tools, that's you. Don't pass that price on to me, please. Hey, listen, right? With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic fortnight. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.